Middle school. Worst years of my life. I was bullied all throughout my schooling career. But the worst instance I can remember was about 3/4 of the way through 7th grade. And it taught me a pretty big life lesson. So I had PE as the last period of the day, which was great. You're all sweaty and gross, and then you get to go home and shower. We had just finished the Tuesday mile, this Tuesday fun run, as my PE teacher liked to call it. Nothing fun about it. And I was in the locker room, getting my normal clothes back on, getting ready to go home, and all of a sudden, one of the most popular girls in middle school wanted to talk to me. So naturally, me being the girl who always gets bullied, Skye the loser, I was super curious why she wanted to talk to me. So I obliged, and we sat down and had a little chat. She told me that Letty heard that I was talking crap about her and was gonna beat me up. Now, record scratch, freeze frame, pause. I had no idea who this girl was. I had never heard of her name. I didn't know she existed. So I started to defend myself. I have no clue who you're talking about, what you're talking about. I never said anything bad. I don't know. What are you talking about? Who told you this? And she responded, you don't need to worry about who told me this. You should probably just worry about your face. And without another word, she walked out of the locker room. As I was sitting there, frozen, scared, terrified, I figured it was just some cruel joke, and I went home telling myself that. It's just a joke, no big deal, it's not real. And I didn't actually realize it was real till the next day I came to school, and I was ambushed by tons of kids asking me questions like, are you really gonna fight Letty at lunch today? When did you get so cool? And it was then that I realized 2 things. Number 1, that this fight was actually happening. And number 2, that I had no desire to be cool, if that's what it meant. And so, saved by the bell rang for first period, and I scurried off to my classroom. I'll never forget, the teacher was playing a movie, and I was so thankful because I could just think about my impending doom and peace. So I continued with these thoughts throughout the next 2 or 3 periods, and then, fateful moment, the lunch bell finally rang. I froze, terrified. I had no clue what to do, and I just sat there. Everyone was filing out of the room, and I just sat there until finally my teacher kicked me out. Skye, get out, you gotta go to lunch. So I figured my best strategy was to keep walking around. That way no one will be able to pinpoint my exact location. And this strategy worked great for about the first 10 minutes of lunch until I heard this deep, booming voice from behind me. Skye. And I turned around to see the scariest, biggest, most terrifying middle school girl you've ever seen in your life. And so, hesitantly, I walked up to her, and before she could even utter a word or throw a punch, I started defending myself again. I didn't say anything bad about you. I had no clue who you were until yesterday. I don't know who told you that. I'm really sorry, even though I didn't do anything. Went on like that for about 30 seconds until she finally stopped me and said, I don't care. I have a reputation to uphold. And it was at that moment that I knew that I probably wasn't getting out of this. So the moment of truth, somewhere in my little 7th grade heart, I grew some confidence, and I told her, just do it. If you don't, I'm just gonna walk away. And I guarantee I only waited about half a second before I turned around and started walking. So as I'm walking away, I'm gripping onto my backpack as tight as humanly possible. My knuckles were probably so white. And I was walking away, I was just thinking, don't turn around, don't turn around. Nothing bad will happen if you don't turn around. It's like in horror movies. Don't go into the house, don't go into the house. But what do? I go into the house, I turn around, and I turn around to see this girl dropping all her books and her bag and just start barreling towards me, full speed. And what do? I freeze again. Frozen, still gripping onto my backpack, staring at this girl barreling towards me. And I just knew I was dead. This is my death. Please have an open casket. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the campus supervisor, the lady who walks around during lunch, making sure there are no fights going on, comes out of nowhere and tackles this girl to the ground. And I was still frozen. I was like, watching her come to the ground. My heart was beating so fast, and we ended up both going to the office, and she got suspended for about a week. But I just knew that karma was going to come back to get her for what she actually deserved, not just some weak suspension. And it happened. About 2 years later, I want to say we were sophomores in high school. I was Facebook friends with her for some reason. I have no idea why. You know Facebook in the beginning of high school, I've got to have all friends possible. Yeah. And about 3 weeks after she had turned 16, I saw that she was pregnant. And I remember right when I saw that Facebook post thinking, well, I guess it's true. Letty definitely does have enough karma built up for two.